Hello, everybody. I think my mic is on. It is. Hi, I'm Weather Extra tonight. I'm filling in for Brad, and he is off today. Tomorrow, I'll be here at nights, and I'm not sure who's in tomorrow. I think it's Jada in the morning tomorrow. I think Eric is off tomorrow, but I'm not sure about that. Eric might be here. I should probably check the schedule just to make sure, because I don't want to spread rumors that are not true. And what's also true and not making up rumors is the fact that we actually had some heavy rainfall today across the area. Some areas, including in the Huntsville area, got crushed with some rain. Yeah, Jada's in tomorrow morning. Eric is off. So Jada will be here tomorrow morning, and I will be here at night. But yeah, we have still some showers out there, mainly like south of Coleman now. The area of rainfall in Hartselle is starting to fizzle out a little bit. Vinemont area, a little rain moving down towards Double Springs. But earlier, like between when we were on air from 4 to 6:30, it poured here at the station. Two of our reporters got caught in some downpours. And there were actually numerous accidents for the evening commute, with many areas picking up 1 to 2 inches of rain. I still think there's a localized 3-inch amount out there, but I couldn't find one, though. But I would not be surprised if there was one. It was really coming down. So, hi, Beverly. Good to see you. Thank you for saying hi. I appreciate that. Anybody who comes in for Weather Extra is more than welcome to comment and say whatever you want, as long as it's nice. If you hurt my feelings, make me cry, I won't answer you back. Just kidding. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Hang on, everybody. There we go. All right, now I'm going to take it. Oh, I just don't want this to work today. There you go. So the radar up close and personal for you. And there you go with some showers. The heaviest of rain's now shifted to southern Coleman County. Aniana, some showers near you. I saw a little light rain now in Fort Payne, south of Fort Payne. My good friend Arbadella near Dogtown might get a little rain there. But should be all right. Yeah, did you see what I did? Yeah, I kept bouncing back and forth. And I'm trying to get the graphics to go. There we go. What I did was I broke out a rainfall total graphic for you. Thank you. And what you want to see on this graphic, I don't put a legend on here, because what I usually do is I usually just plot the amount of what the rainfall estimate is, right? So this is just radar indicated rainfall. So where you see where there's no color, there was no rainfall recorded at all. So there was a big chunk of the area that didn't have any rain at all. And then you see the light blue color, and then the darker blue, and then there's green, darker green, and then the yellow. And what it is the brighter the color, like yellows and reds and oranges, will be higher totals. I don't see any yellows in and around Huntsville, but I do see a lot of 1 to 2 inch amounts. And it's almost like from 565 Research Park all the way up and over Chapman Mountain. Northwest Huntsville got a pretty good soaking rainfall. That would be my house. And northern Madison, so like in between 72 and 565, like mid-city, it was pouring at one point. That heavy rain was down towards 231 into Martin Road. And yeah, a real good soaker. Another area that had some pretty good soaking rain was DeKalb County, which seems like you've been having most of the rain. But Fife, that 1.9 is right by Fife. Rainsville, some heavy rainfall. Up towards Henniger, Sylvania. Mentone, about 1.7 estimated by our radar. And then another cluster of rain south of Woodville up towards Scottsboro on 35 up towards like unclaimed baggage. It was coming down pretty hard too. And then like go up 72 into Stevenson and there was nothing. So the haves and have nots when it comes to rainfall. And that is exactly how it plays out. Every single time it pours, there's always somebody that's going to come on and say, well, I didn't have anything. I know that. Temperatures in the 70s to near 80 degrees right now. In the Shoals, it's 80. But there was some rain-cooled air. At one point, the temperatures dropped. In fact, in Huntsville, I think it was like 93 when I first went on air. And then the rain caught up to the airport, not so much downtown. And that changes the temperature in Huntsville, of course. And it was like down to like 82 in 1 hour. And it was still 92 in Decatur because Decatur had no rain. So where we were at and all the temperatures kind of went all like crazy here and there, we've all kind of come together now. And now we're mainly in the 70s except for the Shoals. So whatever storm we had, rain we had, it coming to an end. If you didn't have any rain, you ignore this part of the forecast because you never had rain in the first place. If you had rain, it ends. One thing I will say, I put becoming mostly clear. If you had rainfall today, you would have a higher chance of having a little bit of fog tomorrow morning. I don't think it'll be widespread, but something to watch. And then next 3 days, easy. Around 90 by day, 70 at night. Not much rain Friday and Saturday, and even Sunday, we could probably lower that pop. That 30% is way too much. because I think the weekend's mainly dry. Our next or highest chance of rain will come early next week. Pop the 10 bay back up. Monday and Tuesday for you, 30%, 40% chance. But some of that rain could be heavy at times, and it could come down to the point where we actually get rainfall for everybody. But I will not hold my breath. I'll keep the expectations low, and if you get rain, yay. If you don't get rain, then you have to wait till next time. But there's a very consistent temperature pattern there. It's 90 by day, 70 at night, and that is August defined in the Tennessee Valley. Pop-up storms around 90, humid, around 70 at night. That's about what we had today. It was not excessively hot today. I had somebody tell me that it was like really hot in Decatur today. Pump the brakes on that. It was about 91 with a feel like of 96. In August, that's not really crazy hot. That's where it should be. Obviously, if it's too hot, then maybe this isn't the place to be, because that's what we have pretty much every day in August. Though we did have a nice break in the pattern early in the week when we were in the 70s, which was pretty awesome. So if you're out and about tonight and you look up in the sky, the rainfall here in Huntsville has moved south and the clouds are breaking up and you can actually see the beautiful moon. It is technically not a full moon yet, but it will be in about 36 hours, a little bit less than that. So full moon officially is August 9th, but it's at 3:55 in the morning. Therefore, it's on the night of the 8th, which is tomorrow night. It will be looking pretty full in the sky, and officially will be full after midnight. So if you look up in the sky, you take the little dog out for a little potty before bed, and look up. The moon should look big and beautiful. It's a sturgeon moon in August, and yeah, it was lighting up everything when I came back into work. It was super, super bright. It's not a super moon, but it was like really bright. And you'll be able to check that out tomorrow night. Also, the Perseid meteor shower starts to peak at the end of this week into the weekend. It's every August, and it's usually a really good show. But because the moon will be full this weekend, Friday, Saturday, or near full moon, it illuminates the sky so much that it makes it a little bit harder to see the meteors. You want it to be in the new moon where it's like dark, so it has a darker backdrop for them. And but you could still look up in the sky this weekend, and if you can get yourself away from the city, light pollution out, and maybe look the opposite way of the moon, you might be able to see it. But it'll be not the best viewing this year because they time out to be the same. But the Perseids run all the way through the end of August, so there's still a chance to see a few of them. We had some good viewer pics and videos sent in last week of some meteor showers. That was pretty awesome. So it was pretty cool for sure. Kirsten, what's up? Good to see you on. Jason, how are you doing? It has been feeling great in the morning, starting to get warm again. Yep, you had a little taste of it today. Monday and Tuesday, not that bad. And then now, starting to heat things up. It's more humid now, too. It's the reason why we had rainfall today. You know, it was crazy. So we had this heavy rain falling in DeKalb and Jackson County, and you could actually see the outflow boundary racing west. And I was on air, and I'm like, that's going to time out right over Huntsville. And sure enough, and big old faucet got turned on, and it was coming down really heavy. I was watching the Parkway at one point when we were, on air, and the Parkway, big ponding on the roads, and a lot of cars slowing down, and, driving down 72, going down Chapman Mountain or going up Chapman Mountain. You ever go up that Chapman Mountain when it's pouring rain like that? And my truck does one of these little shimmies going up the hill, and I'm not even speeding, but yeah, they can be very slick. Hi, Donna Oliver. How are you? Hello, Jeff from PC. D.O. from PC. Didn't have any rain today, but got the grass mowed. That's a positive. Like that. Flip. Put the 10-day back up for you. Yeah, if you didn't have any rain, get out and mow and take advantage, right? Why not? I haven't had to mow. I have not had much rain at the house in the last, week and a half, which has been the exception because I've been soaked all summer long. And I got soaked again today. So that means whatever grass I didn't have to cut the last week and a half is going to grow like a weed tomorrow when the sun pops. And I'll probably have to mow on Sunday, and I'm not happy about it. But, yeah, if you didn't have the rain, take advantage. I was watching some of the cameras. The party boat was in Decatur today. I saw it and saw the clouds moving in. Got a good rainbow picture from that, too, by the way. Not much rain in Decatur, but off to the east there was some rain. So had a really good look at some rainbows. Got some here at the station. There was a beautiful one. I took a video and put it together. And when I was on air, I actually got a picture of one that was actually happening right by the Parkway. So that's what happens when you have a lot of rain happening, and also you still have pockets of sunshine. And even though I was in Decatur, looking with the Decatur camera, looking off to the east, I could see a rainbow, and everyone was like, well, you have to have rain to have a rainbow. We did. It was just east of Decatur, and that's why we could see the rainbow. It was pretty cool, actually. It was all right. It was all right. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Adam says, I had a little sprinkle earlier this evening. Yeah, this is a great example. Let me go back to the graphics for just one moment. I'm going to show you what I mean by the haves and have-nots when it comes to rainfall, right? This is a great example. I mean, we could do this all summer long. One town gets it, and then the next neighboring town doesn't get anything. So this is a great point. So Adam's in Fort Payne, and he says, had just a little sprinkle earlier this evening. If Adam had the choice to drive a little bit more north before the rain never made it to Fort Payne. It fizzled out. But just a few miles north, there was some areas that picked up almost 2 inches of rain. Not too far from there. So I know where Fort Payne is. Fort Payne's not on that graphic. It's where the 59 is, just south of there. But that's actually part of Fort Payne. So that's how close it can be. Sprinkle for Adam, 2 inches of rain in Fife. 1.5 inches in Mentone. Even areas just west of Fort Payne picked up 1 inch of rain. Pretty crazy, right? Have fun forecasting that. Welcome to summer mode. Any rain really across our viewing area is pretty much fizzling out. Speaking of Fort Payne, there's a little shower just south of Fort Payne right now, too. David says, nice week ahead. Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, a little rain mixed in with temperatures around 90. It's just very August-like. Some people love it. Some people don't. It's hard to gauge nowadays. But, yeah, around 90 by day. Heat index value is about 95 to 100. Adam says at least there's no high 90s on the 10-day. Yeah, there's not. And I'll put the 10-day back up for you. But yeah, there's no really excessive heat at all. It's just very typical heat for August this time of year. It's when we get to those mid 90s, upper 90s, feels like 114 like we did a couple weeks ago. That's a bit gross. But I mean, this right here, that 3-day forecast is, like I said, it's defining August right now. 90 by day, 70 at night is very typical pattern. Throw in a few isolated shower chances every now and then. And if you haven't had rain, you hope you get it. If you've had too much rain, you hope you miss. For those who want rain, I always say keep the expectations low and then be pleasantly surprised if you get a shower or storm. But that's exactly how it played out today. So, but like Adam said, at least there's no high 90s on that 10-day. No high 90s. Quick update on the tropics for you, too. Dexter is no longer with us. Post-tropical now. The next name I think up is Aaron. It's an E. There's 2 areas the National Hurricane Center are tracking or watching. One of them is right off the coast of the Atlantic. East coast of the United States in the Atlantic. Let me rephrase that. And there's another area that looks more impressive, but it's in like south central Atlantic Ocean, turning north if it develops. So that would be maybe a fish storm, flounder. So right now, no immediate threats in terms of tropical systems, but a friendly reminder that we get into the height of tropical season at the end of this month, and it goes until the end of September, and the hurricane season goes all the way to the end of November. And though we generally in the Tennessee Valley don't take any direct hits from hurricanes that are on the coast, we still can get very heavy rainfall with the remnants of a storm, and it can certainly contribute to some rainfall totals that could be impressive. So we're always keeping an eye on it. So Jason says, what's the reflex activity near the state line? Oh, I should have said that. I'm sorry. Most of that radar was just ground clutter from the radar. The only areas of rain were the ones I pointed out, and I apologize. I have the beam too low. I got to pop that up a little bit. That's what happens at night. It starts picking up things around the radar that are low to the ground. But there's no rain falling anywhere, except for the areas that I showed you. That was all coming to an end at this point. I should have mentioned that. I apologize. I meant to tilt the radar up before I came in here, and I forgot to do it. And I can't do it while I'm in here. So that would answer your question. Any other questions you have, feel free to pop them on here. I usually will check this thing before I go home. For now, though, I'm going to go get ready and get the 10 o'clock newscast. Margot's getting set. I know she's all ready to go. And I'm going to try to step my game up and be ready, too. Pretty straightforward forecast. And obviously, August in the Tennessee Valley, The gift that keeps giving. Even though we got a little bit of a break Monday and Tuesday, temperatures 70s and only a few low 80s on Tuesday. It was really amazing. The one thing, though, I just want to point out, everybody, I thought this was kind of funny, too. So the temperatures were in the upper 70s on Monday, Tuesday, and everyone's like, oh, it's so crisp outside and beautiful. The dew point temperatures were still in the mid-60s. Like, it was still humid. Like, that didn't change. But because it wasn't 90 or 95, it felt a lot better. But it was like, and the dew points on Monday were like low 60s, which is really good. But on Tuesday, it was like 78 with a dew point of like 68, 67, I think, at one point. And I was like, that's still pretty humid. So we lost the heat. We never really lost the humidity. And now that we take the temperatures up to 90 and we still have the humidity in place, now it's going to feel uncomfortable again, 95 to 100. So, Adam says, not too far from fall severe weather season. Yeah, we're really close. Fall's around the corner. I think every month we have potential for severe weather, but I guess if you magnify the time frames when it could be worse, it's obviously April, May, June, even March now too. March, April, May. And then you get that little burst of potential for severe weather in November and December too, but keep an eye on it. Obviously, some of you want rainfall. You don't want severe weather, but more consistent rain across the area would be great. The drought monitor got updated today. We are not in a drought. So when you see the drought monitor, if stations use it, we're not in a drought. Take that out of your head. But there are some pockets where it's a little yellow, and there's some abnormally dry areas. And you use that graphic because what you do is you say, if this pattern doesn't change and we don't get more consistent rainfall, then it will get worse. It's still going to take a while for that to happen. But if we can turn the corner now and get some more consistent rainfall, then the drought monitor can go back to being nothing. But we'll see how it goes. Last year at this time, it was very dry for the whole summer. So we are way ahead of last year. No matter, some people don't feel they had any rain at all, but we've had some really good rain totals across the area. Just been very localized at times. But overall, we did all right this summer. Most of the time. Jason says, you need to come to Lincoln County when fair comes in town in September. I did go to the fair. I was there. Last year I went. I think it was last year. I was there. You would be surprised when I show up in your town. I usually take pictures when I show up there too and post them on Facebook. Derby night. Maybe I'll come up there again this year. We'll see what happens. Schedule's kind of somewhat back to normal now, so we'll see how that goes. But, all right, I got to go. 10 o'clock newscast coming up in 10 minutes. We timed that well. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Don't forget, Jada's filling in tomorrow morning. She'll have the very latest on the forecast for the weekend and any updates or any changes about any kind of rainfall activity. But other than that, it should be straightforward and good to go. Have a good night.